Anna from Flow and Purpose here. Today we will be exploring the feelings of guilt which you may be struggling with and which you may find difficult to place if they don't seem to arise from the circumstances in your life or from your childhood. So I'd like to do a meditation with you to discover potential intergenerational origins for these feelings. Sit in a comfortable position and close your eyes. And I would like to invite you to come into contact with this feeling of guilt that you might have been experiencing. Feel if you can feel that in the body. It may help you to give it a color and localize the guilt feeling inside your body. Maybe you feel it in your chest area, or around the stomach. Maybe it's hanging around your shoulders or in your throat. Whatever it is, come into contact with it without pushing it away. Very often with uncomfortable feelings, we have the tendency to push them away. And just for this meditation, we will not do that. And I invite you for this meditation to use your intuition. So don't go into thinking. Allow the mind to be open. And picture in front of you, on one side your father, and on the other side your mother. And come into contact with that feeling of guilt that you're carrying. See the color that you chose to represent that feeling. And looking in your mind's eye towards your mother and father, see if you notice the same color with your father or with your mother or behind them. And you don't necessarily need to see it as a picture. You may feel it. Your attention may be drawn to one of them. Let your intuition guide you. And if you are drawn more on one side than the other, stay with your attention with that parent and see whether the color representing those feelings of guilt goes even further behind that parent to one or the other of that parent's parents. so your grandparents. Take the time to see in your mind's eye those grandparents. And notice if there's the color of those guilt feelings that you've been carrying present with one of those grandparents. Your intuition speaks softly. You may get pictures or just a knowing. And there is a tendency in the mind to comment, to discount, to disagree, and in a million other ways to interfere. Now witness that, but don't go along with it. Just stay in the pureness of the awareness that you are. And let the intuition guide you to where these feelings of guilt actually belong. And if your inner voice has told you where their home is, where they have originated, check if you know any facts about that grandparent or parent, or perhaps even further down in the line. That would make sense. That would put these feelings of guilt in context where they would make sense, where they could have been appropriate. And if you don't know any facts, that's also okay. And if you are not yet able to see where they come from, that is also completely okay. It may be a new experience for you to be able to be with these feelings of guilt without pushing them aside. But if you do have the person in mind where the feelings of guilt originated from, please acknowledge them. If it's a grandfather, you can say internally, "Dear Grandpa, I am your granddaughter or grandson. Please look kindly on me if I no longer carry these feelings of guilt. They belong to you. They're part of your fate." And whatever has happened in the life of your ancestor, you can still be grateful for the life that has been passed on through them to you. So let this color that represented the feelings of guilt that you have carried with you remain there, in the place where they first arose, and with reasons that then made sense. And go back to your own place in the line. And turn around to face your own life without these feelings of guilt that you have carried. Feeling the presence of your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and so on, all your ancestors behind you, with all their fates, including heavy fates, including feelings of guilt, perhaps feelings of responsibility. And be aware that you have held those feelings of guilt unconsciously as your own, so that the memory of that ancestor that you have now identified can come to the forefront, and that you make a conscious choice to leave these feelings where they belong with them. I invite you now to slowly open your eyes. And don't worry if you were not able to follow the whole meditation. You may want to do it several times as different aspects could become illuminated. Thank you very much for watching.